Hello. Well, try that again. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome along. It is Saturday, the 4th of March, or whenever you are watching this. Hello to you all. Hope you are all well. Yes, I am still wearing McLaren. Absolutely. Probably be wearing this all weekend, to be perfectly honest. This is just a hoodie, though, to be fair. So it's just like a over the top thing. But I do have all very McLaren t-shirts I'll be wearing all the way through the weekend because, like I said on Thursday, I am like a giddy child waiting for the Formula One season to start. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us this evening. As I record this, I have no idea what is happening with qualifying. I've not got that far in my world that I am in right now. So I don't even know if the McLaren boys have picked up the pace and found any pace, but who knows? Let's just hope for a very good weekend with no drama. Not going to happen. As always, 50 questions then for you coming up. No Formula One questions, don't worry. I've not like gone completely mad and put loads of Formula One stuff in. I've not gone down that road. But 50 questions as always, plus something a little bit different for your first, well, for your both your breaks actually. I just want to try something tonight. With those, it's a different, slightly different twist on a format that I've already tried doing. So yeah, so we'll try that for both of your breaks as well. Remember, that's just something to do in the breaks rather than anything else. I haven't really got much to say. I'm in London next weekend again. I've been backwards and forwards to London for the last few days, last couple of weeks doing things. But I'll tell you what I am around for. What I'm in London for in the break. Push that one there, Jay. Yeah, we'll get to that in the break. Anyway, let's do it. It is Saturday, the 4th of March. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you are all well and staying safe. We've got 50 questions as always, and we will start with entertainment. Round 1. Question 1. Which music production trio were responsible for Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Around, Bananarama Venus, and Especially for You by Kylie and Jason, among many other hits in the 80s? Which music production trio were responsible for Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Around, Bananarama Venus, and Especially for You by Kylie and Jason, among many other hits in the 80s? Number 2, which long-running children's drama series set in a secondary school launched in 1978? So which long-running children's drama series set in a secondary school launched in 1978? Number 3, what type of vehicle does Robert De Niro drive in the 1976 Martin Scorsese film of the same name? Yeah. What type of vehicle does Robert De Niro drive in the 1976 Martin Scorsese film? Number 4, who is KC's backing band? So who was KC's backing band, as in KC and the what? Number 5, the tram crash in Coronation Street in 2010. Which anniversary was this celebrating? A bit of weird having a tram crash to celebrate an anniversary, like, but the tram crash in Coronation Street in 2010, which anniversary was this celebrating? Number 6, with Eurovision returning to the UK this year, in which year did the UK last host the event? So, with Eurovision returning to the UK this year, in what year did the UK last host the event? Number 7, which musical had the songs Elephant Love Song Melody, Come What May, and The Show Must Go On? So which musical had the songs Elephant Love Song Melody, Come What May, and The Show Must Go On? Number 8, who was the first host of the TV show QI? So who was the first host of the TV show QI? Number 9, which group had a 90s hit with Bop? Not to be confused with the which group had a 90s hit with Bop? And finally, number 10, first launched in 1972. What is the name of the BBC children's news programme? So first launched in 1972, what is the name of the BBC children news programme? Round 2 then tonight is back to numbers. We've done this quite a few times. So remember, numbers 1 to 10 are the answers. No number is repeated and they're all randomly spread through. So you only get to use each number once. I shall say this, only once. Here we go. Question number 1. How many colours are in the rainbow? So how many colours are in the rainbow? Number 2, how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? So how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? Number 3, how many players on a standard volleyball team? So how many players on a standard volleyball team? Number 4, how many universities compete in the annual boat race? So how many universities compete at the annual boat race? Number 5, what is the lowest number used in the number puzzle Sudoku? So what is the lowest number used in the number puzzle Sudoku? And number 6, how many legs does a crab have? So how many legs does a crab have? Number 7, knock at the door is a call in bingo for which number? So knock at the door is a call in bingo for which number? Number 8, how many grandchildren does King Charles have? So how many grandchildren does King Charles have? Number 9, rather than playing a full 18-hole golf course, players can opt to play the front or back course consisting of how many holes? So rather than playing a full 18-hole golf course, players can opt to play the front or back course consisting of how many holes? Even though I'm pre-recorded, people still mithering me with messages. Finally, number 10, a byte is how many bits? So a byte is how many bits? And round 3, Blockbusters. Let's wrap up the first part of the quiz with this. Number 1, what VC is 0.44 kilometres in area and completely surrounded by Italy? So what VC is 0.44 kilometres in area and completely surrounded by Italy? Number 2, what JR was the real name of the Lone Ranger? So what JR was the real name of the Lone Ranger? Number 3, what HW is the name of a scale model car company owned by Mattel? So what HW is the name of a scale model car company owned by Mattel? Number 4, what PH was the name of the long-running young adult horror fiction book series? So what PH was the name of the long-running young adult horror fiction books? Bashed me leg. Number 5, what KF was the name of a physical and mental game show? So what KF was the name of a physical and mental game show? Number 6, what CT opened in 1994, reconnecting England with mainland Europe? So what CT opened in 1994, reconnecting England with mainland Europe? Number 7, what PN is a quick food snack available in beef and tomato, among other flavours? So what PN is a quick food snack available in beef and tomato, among other flavours? Number 8, what MP is the currency of Mexico? So what MP is the currency of Mexico? Number 9, what TE is credited with inventing the light bulb? So what TE is credited with inventing the light bulb? Finally, number 10, what TP is the name of the challenge for climbing Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon and Scafell Pike? So what TP is the name of the challenge for climbing Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon and Scafell Pike? There you have it. That is your first 30 questions. I forgot then. First 30 questions for this evening. So we're going to take a short break, as we always do at this point, while I'm just sorting it out. That one off, that one on, and that one on. So what I'm going to do is your 2 breaks tonight. I'm just trying something a bit different. So I'm going to put 16 things on screen. It's a grid. And what you need to do is you need to find the 10 that relate to the question. So there'll be different questions for each break. Your first one, for your first break. So you're going to see 16 songs by the band Queen on screen, and all you need to do is find the 10 of those 16 that were top 10. So 6 of them didn't make it into the top 10, but 10 of them did. So that's all you need to do. Again, bit of fun for the breaks. That's all we're doing. Just want to try this and see how it goes down with everyone. So I'm going to put that on screen now, and I'll see you after this. Hang on, let's move myself out of the way. Up there, up there, up there, and there we go. Okay, right, another couple of minutes on this and we'll give you the answers to this. No, I'll do it after I've given you the answers. Right, in 3 then, in 2, I'm going to remove the 6 that weren't top 10. So in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. So those are the 10 songs from those 16 that were top 10 songs by the band Queen. You had 7 Seas of Rye. That was one of their first singles, and that got to number 10. Killer Queen in there. I Want to Break Free. Bohemian Rhapsody, of course, got there twice. Somebody to Love. Don't Stop Me Now. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Another One Bites the Dust. Under Pressure. Dun, 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 dun. And Flash as well. That also got snuck into the top 10. He got there in 10th place as well. So number 10 for that. I'll leave those there for just a few more seconds while people are doing what they're doing. Okay, right. Get your answer sheets together. We'll go into... I need to move myself back. No, that stays there. That moves down. That comes down to there. That does that. That opens up a little bit. We'll do that to about there, maybe. Yeah, we'll go to there. That's fine. Yes, get your answer sheets ready. Yeah, so this weekend coming, Friday the 10th, I think it is. Yeah, Friday the 10th of March. It's the London Homeless Collective Walk. I was there last year and made an absolute idiot of myself trying to present a medal to EastEnders star Jake Wood. That was fun. Yeah, less said about that, the better. But we laughed it off. But yeah, so I'm there again this year. It's all out of Connection at St Martin, so it all starts there and goes for a walk and stuff around central London. It's like a midnight walk, or moonlight walk if you like. I think it sort of starts at 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's on Friday. So yeah, looking forward to going down, seeing some of the Connection at St Martin's team and the London Homeless team as well, the Homeless Collective team, catching up with everyone there as well. So that's going to be good fun. Very much looking forward to that, and seeing everyone and putting some of our plans in place as well. Right, let's ping this across. Let's see how you did then with the first part of the quiz. 30 questions, 30 answers. Here we go. Number 1, which music production trio were responsible for Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Around, Bananarama Venus, and Especially For You by Kylie and Jason, among many other hits in the 80s? It was Stock, Aitken and Waterman. Although responsible for many, many, many songs. Number 2, which long-running children's drama series set in a secondary school launched in 1978? It was Grange Hill. Number 3, what type of vehicle does Robert De Niro drive in the 1976 Martin Scorsese film? It's a taxi. Number 4, who was KC's backing band? It's the Sunshine Band. Number 5, the tram crash in Coronation Street in 2010. Which anniversary was this celebrating? It was the 50th anniversary. Again, I still feel a bit... I don't know why soaps do this. They're going to have like some big celebration for their anniversaries when they've got big anniversaries coming up, and it always seems to be something really, really like bad. Number 6, with Eurovision returning to the UK this year, in what year did the UK last host the event? It was 1998. Katrina and the Waves won in 97, which meant that we had the right then to host it the following year, in 1998. Good luck to Liverpool for hosting it this year. Number 7, which musical had the songs Elephant Love Song Melody, Come What May, and The Show Must Go On? It's Moulin Rouge. Number 8, who was the first host of QI? It was Stephen Fry. Number 9, which group had a 90s hit with Mbop? It was Hanson. And number 10, first launched in 1972. What is the name of the BBC children news programme? It's News Round. However, and I know someone's going to pick me up on this, so I'm going to get in there first. When it first launched in 1972, it was called John Craven's News Round. All right, just to clarify that bit. But yes, so News Round is what it's known as, and that's what, it was John Craven's News Round stock. That's what it's been called ever since. Round 2, numbers 1 to 10. Number 1, how many colours in the rainbow? There are 7. Red and yellow and pink and green. Number 2, how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? It is 3. Most recent being in 2012. Number 3, how many players on a standard volleyball team? There are 6. Number 4, how many universities compete in the annual boat race? There are 2, Oxford and Cambridge. Too far. Number 5, what is the lowest number in the number puzzle Sudoku? It is 1. Number 6, how many legs does a crab have? They have 10. Number 7, knock at the door is a call in bingo for which number? It is 4. Knock at the door, number 4. Number 8, how many grandchildren does King Charles have? He has 5. Number 9, rather than playing a full 18-hole golf course, players can opt to play the front or back course, consisting of how many holes? It is 9. And number 10, a byte is how many bits? It is 8. 8 bits to a byte. Round 3, Blockbusters. Number 1, what VC is 0.44 kilometres in area and completely surrounded by Italy? It's the Vatican City. Number 2, what JR was the real name of the Lone Ranger? It's John Reed. Number 3, what HW is the name of a scale model car company owned by Mattel? It's Hot Wheels. Number 4, what PH was the name of the long-running young adult horror fiction books? It's Point Horror. Number 5, what KF was the name of a physical and mental game show? It's the Krypton Factor without the O. Number 6, what CT opened in 1994, reconnecting England with the mainland Europe? It was the Channel Tunnel. Number 7, what PN is a quick food snack available in beef and tomato among other flavours? It is pot noodle. Number 8, what MP is the currency of Mexico? It's the Mexican peso. Number 9, what TE is credited with inventing the light bulb? It's Thomas Edison. And finally, number 10, what TP is the name of the challenge for climbing Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon and Scafell Pike? It is the Three Peaks Challenge. Okay, that is your first 30 points all sorted. How are you getting on? Do let me know, because I do go back through them. I do have a look, because well, I've started putting together, and it's a long process, and I really should start this in the beginning, but never thought about it. So I've got an Excel spreadsheet that I'm putting together with not all of the questions. That would be completely and utterly bonkers, although that is a project for further down the line. But what I'm doing is I'm writing down what rounds I've used each week, because I'm quite intrigued. Someone messaged me the other week and said, do you know, like, percentage wise or what have you, of like what percentage of sport, you know, TV, film, etc. have you used? And I was like, I don't actually know. So it's an interesting project to start, and it's quite sort of therapeutic to do when you're sat in a hotel room with nothing else on and watching mindless TV, just to be going da 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 da. So that's basically what I started this week. And I'm gonna, so it'll be interesting to see. So I'll have some stats around that for all you statisticians who like stats. Others who are like, that just sounds like really boring, Jay. Move on. So let's move on. Connections, as always, 9 questions. Question number 10, what links them all together? This is round 4 for you tonight. Let's see how you do with this. Starting with this, number 1. Which London Underground line, yellow in colour, is named after a shape? So which London Underground line, yellow in colour, is named after a shape? Number 2, which 3-letter word beginning with P describes a large hole in the ground? One for you, Vicky. Which 3-letter word beginning with P describes a large hole in the ground? Number 3, what B describes an area on a page that is to be filled in? So what B describes an area on a page that is to be filled in? Number 4, Jupiter, Juno, Minerva and Mars are all Roman what? So Jupiter, Juno, Minerva and Mars are all Roman what? Number 5, what was the name of the rock group formed by... start again. What was the name of the rock group formed in 1971 by Paul McCartney? So what was the name of the rock group formed in 1971 by Paul McCartney? Number 6, a device or enclosure designed to catch or retain animals is called a what? So a device or enclosure designed to catch or retain animals is called a what? Number 7, what has headings of pleat, tab top, standard tape, and eyelet? So what has headings of a pleat, a tab top, standard tape, and eyelet? Sorry for those awful noises. I didn't mute my microphone quick enough. Number 8, what word is missing from this athletics term? Ready, what, go. I very nearly said it. Just to know, in athletics, they don't always use the word steady as well, just to give you that hint. What word is missing from this athletics term? It's ready, what, go. Number 9, a point, a period, or step in a process is called what? So a point, period, or step in a process is called what? And as always, question 10, what links all of those answers together? Let's wrap this up then with some general knowledge. Kicking off with this for number 1. What was the population of the UK at the end of the 80s? Was it 47 million, 57 million, or 67 million? So what was the population of the UK at the end of the 80s? 47 million, 57 million, or 67 million? Super. Number 2, what is the value of the letter K in Scrabble? So what is the value of K in the letter Scrabble? That's not on the screen. Where's it gone? There it is. Number 3, Evita, Cats, and Jesus Christ Superstar were musicals written by which composer? So Evita, Cats, and Jesus Christ Superstar were musicals written by which composer? Number 4, in the game of blackjack, what number is the highest you can make before going bust? So in the game of blackjack, what number is the highest you can make before going bust? Number 5, which chemical element has the shortest name? So which chemical element has the shortest name? Sorry, I've broken the question website. So as long as you'll see them later. By the time you get to it on Saturday night, you'll see them. They'll be fine. Number 6, a ream of paper is how many sheets? So a ream of paper is how many sheets? Number 7, what colour is the E in Google? So what colour is the letter E in Google? Number 8, what comes next? Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, then what? So what comes next? Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, then what? Fix that problem. Number 9, what is the traditional top layer of a shepherd's pie? So what is the traditional top layer of a shepherd's pie? And finally, number 10, the Premier League football is currently broadcast live on Sky, BT, and which other platform? So the Premier League football is currently broadcast live in the UK on Sky, BT, and which other platform? There we go. I think you will soon find out, because as you watch this, you'll now be heading off to the website to find out the questions, and if they aren't there, then you'll know why, because I've broken it whilst pre-recording. Anyway, right, going to take a short break at this point. So your next grid, bit one, that's not wrong words. One for the sort of more sporty people, for you guys. So there's 16 rugby league teams going to come up on the screen next. You just need to find the 10 rugby super league teams. So this is for the current season. So some of these have been in, some of the other 6 have been in the Super League before, but you're looking for find the 10 rugby Super League teams for this season. We'll do that, and I'll be back in 7 minutes. Random things just come up on my at the side of me, saying a plump duck was rescued from a train and has now been called Jack. The most random things in the world. I've just seen on there. I'll have to get to the bottom of that because that might be a quiz question for Thursday. Anyway, right, let's give you the answers to these. So I'm going to remove the 6 wrong answers in 3, 2, 1. Like that. So the current teams then in the Rugby Super League is Castleford Tigers. There are 14 in total. I only went with 10 because otherwise then you'd have only had 2 wrong answers. Castleford Tigers, Wigan Warriors, Hull FC, Wakefield Trinity, Huddersfield Giants, Leeds Rhinos, then Hull KR, Catalan Dragons, Lee Leopards, and the Salford Red Devils. So there we go. That was all of those for you. I need to do that down to there. Make that slightly bigger to there. Right. Okay, let's go through the answers then to the final part of the quiz for you this evening. Connections Round is where we started in part 2, and here are your answers now. Number 1, which London Underground line, yellow in colour, is named after a shape? It's the Circle Line. Even though it sort of still does a circle. It starts at Edgware Road, goes all the way around. It comes back to Edgware Road and then goes down to Hammersmith. And then vice versa in reverse. But yeah, so it's like a circle with a tail. Number 2, which 3-letter word beginning with P describes a large hole in the ground? It is pit. Number 3, what B describes an area on a page that is to be filled in? It is a box. Number 4, Jupiter, Juno, Minerva and Mars are all Roman gods. Number 5, what was the name of the rock group formed in 1971 by Paul McCartney? It's Wings. Paul McCartney and the Wings. Number 6, a device or enclosure designed to catch or retain animals is called a trap. It's a trap. Number 7, what has headings of pleat, tab top, standard tape, and eyelet? It is curtains. Number 8, what word is missing from this athletics term? Ready, set, go. Ready. On your marks. Set. Number 9, a point, period, or step in a process is called a stage. And if you hadn't worked it out by now, what links them all together? It is theatre. Just for clarity, because I've got it here. So things like circle, that's like the dress circle where people sit. Pit, as in orchestra pit. Box, well, there's loads of boxes at the side of theatres. The gods is where you sit if you're right at the very back. You're sitting in the gods. The wings is where people wait to come on to stage. Trap, as in trapdoor. There you go. Curtain, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Set, again, pretty self-explanatory. And stage, again, pretty self-explanatory, those ones. General knowledge, number 1, what was the population of the UK at the end of the 80s? It was 57 million. Number 2, the value of the letter K in Scrabble is 5. Number 3, Evita, Cats and Jesus Christ Superstar were musicals written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Number 4, in the game of blackjack, what number is the highest you can make before going bust? It is 21. Number 5, which chemical element has the shortest name? It is tin. Number 6, a ream of paper is how many sheets? It is 500. Number 7, what colour is the E in Google? It is red. Number 8, what comes next? Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, then Libra. Number 9, what is the traditional top layer of shepherd's pie? It is mashed potato. And number 10, the Premier League football is currently broadcast live on Sky, BT and Amazon. So that is all of your answers for this evening. Tot your scores up. Let's see how you did. But if you need a tiebreaker to separate you, here it is. And it's this. How many minutes elapsed between Neil Armstrong setting foot on the moon and Buzz Aldrin joining him? So how many minutes elapsed between Neil Armstrong setting foot on the moon and Buzz Aldrin joining him? Remember, nearest to this will get the point, which is going to be revealed in 3, 2, 1. 19. There were 19 minutes that Neil Armstrong was alone on the moon, bouncing around all over the place and getting everything set up before Buzz Aldrin dropped down and joined him. 19 minutes. So there you have it. That is everything for this evening. That is all your questions, all your answers, and all your bits for the break for this Saturday, the 4th of March. Thank you very much for joining us. So next week looks like this. Thursday live, as always, at the same time, usual place. And then next Saturday, again, pre-recorded for your delight, as next Saturday, I am in London. So I get there Friday afternoon, do the London Homeless Collective walk with them on the Friday, and then Saturday I'm catching up with a few friends after going to the football. I'm at Tottenham Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Woohoo! That should be an interesting day to say the least. But then yeah, catching up with some friends on Saturday night before bringing the mother-in-law and her friend back from Heathrow on Sunday. Busy weekend next weekend. Thanks for playing. Thanks for being with us as always. So yeah, if I don't see you next Thursday, I'll see you on the pre-recorded one next Saturday. As always from me, take care. We'll see you soon. Stay safe.